Hey everybody, how y'all doing? My name is Spin Share Outlaw and I'm the owner of Unique Motor Concepts, and we are stationed in Aberdeen, Mississippi. And this is my first time doing a YouTube video, so I would like to come on and introduce myself and let you know a little bit about myself and what I do and what I have a very strong passion for. And a lot of people, they tend to use different vices or different ways to cope with different things that happen in their life. Some may be, going to the library. Some may be going to a therapist. Myself, my release is sim racing. And the things that I have went through in my life, sim racing has brought that to where I can release and I can basically let my hair down even though I don't have any hair. But it allows me to unwind. It allows me to free my mind. And like I said before, a lot of people cope with different things. And when you can find a vice to relieve that particular stress that's happening in your life, you want to be able to find something that's going to be meaningful to you, something that you enjoy. And for me, it's sim racing. And the awesome thing about sim racing is, and I'm a car person, and I know there are a bunch of car people out there, and we love cars, all aspects of cars. And when I found sim racing, now I have been a player of Gran Turismo 7 for probably 25 years. And I had been using a controller for those 25 years. And I can say that I was pretty good with the controller, but I sitting around, at home one night and watching YouTube, which is what I love to watch. That actually I watch all the time. I kept seeing these guys with the wheel, and I was like, "Wow, what is this? What is this that they're doing with this wheel?" And I said, "You know what? After drinking me a cocktail, I said, you know what? I'm gonna click on one of these YouTube channels." And they were talking about the wheel. But what fascinated me was that the people that were talking about the wheel was people my age. I'm 50 years old. And all the people that were talking about the wheel was, my age or older. So I'm like, okay, this is not a kid's hobby. It's kind of almost, it's a kid's hobby, but it's a kid's toy, but a man's hobby. So I clicked on the video and watched it, and I was like, man, I like this. I like this a lot. So I asked my girlfriend. I said, hey, I told her about it. I was like, yeah, she I'm an avid GT7 player, and I was interested in the wheel. So lo and behold, she got me a wheel, and she ended up getting me the G29 for my PS5, and I played with it, but it wouldn't hook up. It wouldn't hook up to my system for some reason. Maybe in user error, but I said, I end up, well, long story short, I ended up taking that wheel back, and I said, you know what, since I'm gonna try to get into this sport, I ended up going to the Thrustmaster TGT2 wheelbase, and I brought the wheel home and I set it up. And the first time I set the wheel up and took a turn in GT7, I almost broke my wrist. Okay, it was just that powerful. But I was like, wow. So I looked at a bunch of YouTube videos, and I was like, this is pretty cool. And I ended up, getting some settings from this different users off of YouTube, and it was like another world for me, another world. And I just basically, it just drew me in to where, and I when I get off work every day, I come home and I get on that wheel, and I play with it, and I play until I got good at it. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I ended up buying this wheel and that wheel. And like I said, I'm 50 years old, no kids, not married, two jobs. I'm in the military. And lo and behold, I went down that rabbit hole. But I say that to say this. Sim racing was something that took me away from the problems and frustrations of everyday life. And I had lost my wife, and the sim racing allowed me to cope with that pain of losing my wife for 13 years. And like I said before, some people may take to to a therapist to cope with. They may take to alcohol. They may take to anything. But I took sim racing, and I am going to be starting a YouTube channel to basically, go over the passion that I have and maybe talk about some life lessons, some things that, maybe have went on in my life, and maybe, and maybe you could put down in the comments on some things that went on in your life. My age, I'm 50 years old. I'm an older guy that loves sim racing, and this is my first journey into the YouTube world, and maybe it's something that we all can take this journey together. But I say that, and I hope that we can basically come together in the future and talk some sim racing, talk some life lessons, some life experiences. And again, thank you for your time. My name again is Spencer Outlaw, the owner and operator of Unique Mental Concepts, and of course you'll be seeing that more in the future. But awesome. It's good to see you, talk to you, and to be able to get into this community with you. Thanks.